बिहारी
राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
गोपी जन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी
जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन
यशोदानन्दन व्रज जन रञ्जन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 राम गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय
गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद
हरे बोल हरे बोल हरे बोल जय गौर हरे बोल हरे बोल
हरि बोल
जय जय प्रभुपाद श्रील प्रभुपाद जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतस्य श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की, श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की, ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की, मथुरा धाम की, द्वारकापुरी धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, श्री मायापुर नवदीप धाम की, गंगामयी यमुनामयी की, भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की, समावेत भक्त वृंद की. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की, श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की, श्री श्री गौर निताय की, श्रीनिवास बालाजी की, शील प्रभुपाद मैराथन ट्रांसनेशनल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे. नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांतराधा कांत नमोस्तुते. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय.
भगवते वासुदेवाय.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय.
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये. नष्टप्रायेष्व भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः. Welcome all of you for the Shuddha Bhakti Chintamani classes which we have been doing for several weeks. We are in the chapter 4, part 1. We discussed about the 4 types of mixed devotees. From that verse, Chaturvida bhajante mam janaha sukrindra norjuna, that verse. Artho jigyasu artharthi jnani. Out of these 4, 2 are special. Those who are jigyasu and jnani. And out of those 2, jnani, Krishna says, is very dear to him because he is wise, he is knowledgeable. And then we discussed about the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj. So Dhruva Maharaj became enlightened by getting darshan of Lord Vishnu, and when Lord Vishnu kept his shank on the head of Dhruva, he became fully knowledgeable. And then when all the misgivings cleared up, the knowledge awakened. He developed a very firm faith also in the Lord. So when the faith and knowledge both become very strong, so such type of knowledge of the Supreme Lord uh, and the faith in the Supreme Lord leads to purity. The purity, then faith, and the knowledge. Then that gradually turns into affection for the Lord. So in this way, a mixed devotee became a pure devotee, Dhruva. So, but some people may say that mixed devotion seems to be a more easy way out compared to pure devotion service. Because in pure devotion service, you have to do anya bilashita shunyam. All material desires you have to nullify, as Dhruva nullified, made them zero. And then jnana karma, the anavritam, and one has to give up the leanings of impersonal tendency and leanings for ritualistic worship without putting the heart, leaning for uh, gaining control or bossing nature. So one may think that, okay, out of the two, mixed devotion suits me very much, and it is very pretty easy. Somebody may think that let me go on with my mixed devotion all my life. Is that all right? Is it an easy way out, or is it an alternative for pure devotion? We may have that question in mind. That will be answered in this session today. So this is indirect path to Krishna. Read it? Yeah.
Are you feeling disturbed? The subject matter of the Bhakti Abhas is confidential because few persons are pleased to hear it. Those whose goal of life is pure devotion will consider this study helpful, but others may find it disturbing. The disturbed may even reject what they read because they mistakenly think that their impure practices are already taking them to Krishna.
Yeah. If somebody is in the category of Karma Mishra, Jnana Mishra, Yoga Mishra, they may find this book very disturbing. Like, for example, in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Yudhishthira Maharaj was asking questions to Narada, Narada explains that the mixed devotion is practiced by the people who are practicing only Varnashrama, like that. And then above that is Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotional service, which is meant for the pure devotees. So, in case one is not fitting the pure devotional service standards, then one comes down to the Varnashrama practice, which is a mixed devotion. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his conversation with Ramananda Rai, when Varnashrama was said, he said, Yeha Bhaiha. He rejected it. But when Varnashrama was combined with pure devotion service, where there is an ambition or aspiration to gradually come to Shuddha Bhakti, that Mahaprabhu appreciated. Jnane prayasamudapasya namantaye vajivanti santmukharitam bhavadiya vartam sthane sthita shrutigatam tanuvan manovir ye prayasho ajit jitopyasitais trilokyam. So in that verse he says, Jnane prayasamudapasya, kicking out all kinds of speculations. Jivanti santmukharitam bhavadiya vartam. One should devote all one's life span in hearing from the lotus mouths of the saintly persons, Vaishnavas. Yeah. Sthane sthita, in whichever ashrama one may be situated, one can remain there peacefully. Shrutikatam, tanu, van, manobhir, with body, mind, words, one should engage all one's time, energy, talents, everything in Krishna service. Ye prayasho, ajita jitopyasita istrilokya. Such a person can conquer the unconquerable Lord. Ajita. Ajitam parajitam. It is said, unconquerable Lord becomes conquered when one practices pure devotion service like this. Whatever Varnashrama situation you may be in, be there, but aim at pure devotional service. So when we say this, some people may find it disturbing. They think, why not I go on the same way as I am going on? So, yeah. The 4 motivations, shadowy semblance, also comes under cheating religion, Kaitava Dharma. Artha, Jignyasa, Arthartha Jnani, that's also coming in Kaitava Dharma. Read it.
Jiva Goswami proclaims as a kind of cheating, Kaitava, the motivation that impels the four kinds of pious persons to turn to Krishna.
Because they want to use Krishna to get what they want, isn't it? Like sometimes a mother tells a boy, "Hey, beta, your uncle has become an MLA. Do you know that?" He says, "Oh, I came to know." What did you come to know? Is MLA means you go immediately, go and give him some gift. You know, you are in 10th standard now. Go and give some gift to him and shake hands and come. Meet your uncle and come. And the boy is lazy because he has to travel a couple of hours. But the mother is insisting, no, 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 you should go. Because tomorrow after 12th standard, you may want engineering seat. And he's an MLA. Huh? He will just make one phone call and you will get a seat in the engineering college. Later on, baad mein kaam aayega. Later on, he may be helpful for you. So what is that? That is called motivated gift. Like you are giving a gift worth say 500 rupees or 1000 rupees so that you can save 10 lakh rupees later. So that is kaitava relationship, cheating relationship. In this world, such type of relationship is very common. People connect with somebody with some motivations only. So people think that if this person can be of some use to me, I'll make friendship with him because I can get what I want from him. If this person is not going to help me in my interests, why to waste time? People discard. So friendships are formed based on one's own material, selfish motivations. And the people extend the same behavior with God also. How? Like the karmis perform karma kanda sacrifices with the desire to get something bigger in return from the Lord. I give 1 rupee to Lord, Lord will give me 1000 rupees in the next life. That is karmis. And jnanis, they want relief from suffering. They want moksha. So they go to God and say, oh God, whatever austerities you want me to do in this life, I will do. I will lay down my life. Please give me freedom from cycle of birth and death. So they want, one fellow wants material for enjoying, another fellow wants to get rid of this world and get relief. And none of these two fellows want to serve the Supreme Lord. One fellow wants to relax in Brahmajyoti, go and relax there, that's all. Another fellow wants to remain in the world and enjoy, karmi and jnani. So this is called as bhukti and mukti. Both are called kaitava. Bhukti, mukti, he is calling it as a pishachi iti vartate. He is calling it as pishachi, Rupa Goswami. In one of the verses, he calls it bhukti and mukti. So, bhukti vancha, mukti vancha. And he says that mukti is called as a kaitava pradhan, he is calling, which means a topmost cheating. He says, why? Because those who are aspiring for mukti, they look like very renounced people. They renounce the things of the world. They wear only a kaupin, namanta, kalubhagyavanta, vedanto akkeshu sadaramanta, like that they sing. They wear a kaupin and they always chanting Vedanta and live like austere, like monkeys in the forest, wear practically no dress. But the goal is to merge in Brahman and become God and relax. And they don't have to take birth and death again, just relief from suffering. So they want to relax and karmis want to enjoy. Yogis also want to enjoy by getting siddhis and all. So all this is called cheating religion because there is no propensity for pleasing the Lord or serving the Lord. Only bhaktas desire that let me serve Krishna, let me please Krishna. Sudama Brahmana is thinking, let me give some chipped rice to Krishna. Fruit vendor lady is thinking, let me give some fruits to Krishna. Kuja is thinking, let me give some chandan to Krishna. Yashoda is thinking, let me make some butter and give very, very tasty Padmakanda cow's butter to Krishna so he'll be happy. They're all in a mood of giving something to Krishna, you say, not grabbing something from Krishna. So therefore, dharma projita kaitavatra paramo nirmacharanam sadam vedyam vastavamatra vastu shivadam tapatrayon mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite Kimba Pareri Ishwaraha Sadyo Hridiya Varudra Tetra Kritibihi Susrusa Vistakshanat. This is 1.1.2, which is mentioned here. Dharma Projita. Bhagavatam kicks out the cheating religion. Kaitavatra Paramo Nirmatsaranam Sadam. Srimad Bhagavatam is giving knowledge for Nirmatsaranam, non-envious living entities who don't compete with other jivas. They actually only aspire to love God and serve Him. They have no selfish motivations. As soon as selfishness comes, there has to be competition. There's competition among yogis, competition among karmis, competition amongst jnanis. You all know Vishwamitra Vasishta had a competition, because both want to surpass one another. Vishwamitra wanted to surpass Vasishta. So, similarly amongst the yogis also, which yogis think, who can perform better gymnastics than me? Similarly, amongst karmis like Indra, there is always fear of insecurity of losing the seat. Indra is always in anxiety. Which Muni is doing what tapasya, where I have to send Apsara and pull his leg, otherwise he will take my seat. So there is a fear of losing one's seat by karmis like Indra. And the jnanis are always troubled by their mind and senses which agitate them, and they want to get rid of the sufferings. While living in the world, they try to keep completely aloof. They develop aversion for the material things and go to Himalayas. So, in this way, karmis, jnanis, yogis, all of them, they face competition and challenges. But a bhakta practices Shuddha Bhakti. Read it?
Sri Jiva further elaborates on what constitutes cheating religion. If a person has even one ulterior motive in devotional service to benefit himself or someone else other than Krishna and the Vaishnavas, then that is called cheating.
Here is the definition. Tan matra pekshatvam chet ekataratvam swiyanyadiya falapekshatvam chet sa kaitavatvam. So he's giving the definition of what is kaitavatvam. He's saying tan matra apekshatvam. If one has some expectation, ulterior motive, that is apekshatvam. Chet ekataratvam. Even if there is only one ulterior motive also. That's why that verse says, Sarishchayena yoktavyo yogo anirvinna chetasa sankalpa prabhavan kamam styaktva sarvan asheshataha. Sarvan means all material desires should be driven out from the heart. Just like if I ask you, Prabhu, this is a room we are allotting for you. Night you can peacefully sleep, here is a chatai. So how many snakes you can tolerate? 4 or 5, how many? Or how many you will say? If there are few snakes in this room. So is it already 1 or 2 are remaining? What you will say? No snakes at all. So material desires are like snakes only. One should say that, not even Sarvan Taktvan Asheshataha, Krishna says. Taktvan means chod do, give up all your material desires. Don't keep even one of them also, he says. Asheshataha means no shesh should be there. Sa nishchayena yoktavyo yogo anirminna chetasa. By one-pointed devotion to Krishna, meditating on him. Sankalpa prabhavan kamam styaktva sarvan asheshataha. Manasai vendriya gramam viniyamya samantaha. Shanai uparamed. So in this way he goes on saying that one has to eradicate all the abhilashas. Anya abhilashita shunyam. That's what he is saying. And only desire that we should keep in the heart is I simply want to attain the lotus feet of Krishna and love him and serve him. Yeah. So somebody may say, no, sir, actually I am not desiring for myself. I just want to see my son or daughter, they let them earn well, let them flourish well, let them get gold medal. And that's all I want. So it appears like how it appears? Very selfless. Appears very, very selfless, isn't it? But why not have selfless? This is how Prabhupada explains. This is called extended sense gratification, he says. Why? Like because son and daughter have come from one's own body. So one has attachment to the blood relationship. Because when they become famous, we know very well that will bring some part of fame to us also. Correct? No? If somebody identifies with the nation, that is also bodily consciousness. In Mame Tutu, we call it actually, Ayam Nija Paro Veti Gananam Lagu Chetasam. People who think it's my nation, it's your nation. So that are my jati, your jati. They are called Gananam Lagu Chetasam. They are mean-minded people, small-minded people, narrow-minded people, it is said. Udara Charitanam tu Vasudha Eva Kutumbakam. And the whole world filled with 8.4 million species, they are all my family members. Those who think like that, they are called as Mahatmas, Maha-Atma. They are very broad-minded. So therefore he gives definition of what is this cheating religion. Yeah. So which means Bhukti, Mukti, Siddhi, all three are cheating religions. Shuddha Bhakti is the only thing free from cheating. Yeah.
Based on this definition, the Bhakti Abhas falls into the category of cheating, Sa Kaitava, whereas the pure devotional service defined in chapter 1 is guileless Akaitava. Therefore, devotional practices performed with first pride or envy, a motive to enjoy matter, or a desire to free oneself from conditioned life are all cheating processes, albeit in decreasing degrees of severity. But the foremost cheating propensity is the desire to become one with the Supreme.
Sridhar Swami gives this in his explanation. So the pride and envy comes amongst the yogis. A motive to enjoy the matter comes amongst karmis. A desire to free oneself from conditioned life comes amongst jnanis. But the foremost of these three cheating is Kaitava Pradhan, is desire to merge into God. Brahmalin, they even write the names. Brahmalin, Shri, 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 Akhandananda, Swami, Maharaja. Like that they write, no? You see now? Brahmalin means they want to merge into God and become God. And that is considered the Kaitava Pradhan. He says here, yeah. Sridhar Swami says this. Yeah, next.
The cheating mentality is born of contact with the modes of material nature. Ignorance, passion, and goodness exert their influence on devotees in different ways and result in various types of devotional service. Kapila Dev describes this phenomenon to his mother Devahuti in Srimad Bhagavatam 3:29, 8 to 10.
Yeah. This is a very important section for us because we are all slowly trying to come out of the three gunas. Yeah.
Yeah.
First verse is this one. Abhisandaya yohim sam dambham matsaryameva va samrambi bhinna drigbhavam sa tamasamuchyate. He says that the tamoguna bhakti means what? Abhisandaya yohimsam means violent. Dambham means proud. Abhisandaya yohimsam dambham matsaryam means envious. Samrambhi means angry. Bhinna drigbhavam means separatist. So 5 bad qualities are mentioned. If anybody thinks, I am the best devotee, nobody can beat me in this. I can give the best lecture. I can sing the best. I can play mridanga beats the best. I get up at very early in the morning. I finish all my rounds before Mangalarti. Sometimes people claim also like that. So then one is very proud. So similarly, violent means one is very aggressive in injuring the other living entities, either verbally or physically. Yeah. And a person who becomes extremely envious by seeing another devotee prosper in spiritual life, he cannot take it. It is very painful. Maybe I can show one small skit if I can locate. You two of you can read a skit. Possible? Huh? Can reading possible? This is better, yeah. We'll read a quick skit because it will be very nice to powerfully convey. 1 minute. Otherwise, I'll do one thing. Is that enough? Is it coming? Okay, read it. Here's unhealthy comparison.
In our colony, we distributed 2,000 books during Srila Prabhupada Marathon.
I think We should be balanced in our material duties and Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, we will do big book distribution and family members will be frustrated.
No, Prabhu. This was the combined endeavor by husbands and wives. All the children were taken care by Vanaprastha families. The prasadam for distribution were cooked by young unmarried girls of our team at their homes. In this way, everybody participated in Srila Prabhupada's book distribution for Prabhupada's pleasure. It was all Krishna's miracle.
We also distributed 250 books, but we read Srila Prabhupada books before going out for distributing the same. Srila Prabhupada said, distributing books will bring people, reading them will keep them. What is the use of distributing big number and getting lots of people who just come and go? We believe in spiritual strength through sadhana and reading, not just making a show of big numbers of books distributed.
Prabhu, our counselor has told us that unless we complete 5 hours of reading Prabhupada's books per week, we will not be allowed to go out for this. So we all made groups in the evenings, studied Srila Prabhupada books for 45 minutes per day, and then went out for book distribution.
That's all right. Whatever we do is all ultimately done by Krishna. We should not be proud. Krishna does not like pride in the heart of his devotees. Big distributors have fallen victim to Maya. I think it is better for you all to take a humble role and go a bit slow in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, there is no point blowing your trumpet with big number now and vanish in the oblivion after only practicing Krishna consciousness for a few months.
Thank you for your kind advice, Prabhu. We just shared with you our scores with the hope to please you. We will surely be careful about whatever you said.
Yes, work on attitude first. Just numbers does not make you great.
You understand? See, because this you are able to see the envy. The one that the good devotee has distributed 2,000. The other fellow has distributed 250. So he is trying to find some loophole by which he can blame the 2,000 wala group. Correct now? He tried giving different excuses. He said, "You are not reading the books." They said, "We are reading already." Correct now? And so you chant. He said, "We are chanting also. Everything they are doing." So somehow you want to find fault and criticize them and say that you are you saying that you are very proud. Ultimately, Krishna is the doer and everything. So you can see the vibrations in this dialogue. The one who is feeling. We had given in one of the skits, the same drama, we gave names also. We called him as Daksha Prajapati Das. You know, like that. Now you see healthy comparison. Same drama, but slightly different, you see. Quite different. See this? Healthy comparison, yeah.
In our colony, we distributed 2,000 books during Srila Prabhupada Marathon.
That's great, Prabhus. How do you all so expertly balance your material duties and Krishna consciousness? We wish to learn from you. Also, next time you go out for book distribution, you please take me also, so that I can learn the techniques from you.
Yeah, this devotee is called Yudhishthira Das. Earlier was Prajapati Daksha Das, and he is Yudhishthira Das. So Daksha is fault finding, and Yudhishthira is always very friendly. So he's saying, "Oh, great Prabhus," and how innocent he is. He's saying, "Please take me also with you. I also want to come and learn from you." He's very open-minded.
No, Prabhu, this was a combined endeavor by husbands and wives. All the children were taken care by Vanaprastha families. The prasadam for distribution were cooked by young unmarried girls of our team at their homes. In this way, everybody participated in Srila Prabhupada's book distribution for Srila Prabhupada's pleasure. It was all Krishna's miracle.
That was a powerful team spirit. Krishna and Srila Prabhupada surely blessed all of you. I want to learn from you how do you balance between studying Srila Prabhupada books and distributing them at the same time. Your faces are so bright, like as if you all are descending from Vaikuntha. I wish I learned that balance from you.
See how he speaks. Yeah.
Prabhu, our counselor, has told us that unless we complete 5 hours of reading Srila Prabhupada books per week, we will not be allowed to go out for this. So we all made groups in the evenings, studied Srila Prabhupada books for 45 minutes per day, and then went out for book distribution.
That's a great plan. You must be surely sincere to keep up such a nice regulation. and good habit. Please bless me that our team also will learn this good habit from you all. I am feeling jolly to have met all of you. Great Srila Prabhupada book distributors.
Whatever we do is all ultimately done by Krishna. Please bless us that we will not become proud of our accomplishments, Prabhu. We just shared with you our scores with the hope to please you. Honestly, we have a long way to go in cultivating humble Vaishnava attitude like you.
No, no. Your humble attitude is the cause of your empowerment in this wonderful mission of Lord Chaitanya in distributing mercy to masses by distributing Srila Prabhupada books. You are all my role models. Hari Bol.
Haribo.
Haribo.
So you can see both of them becoming more closer, more friendly, and non-envious and cooperative because both are in Sattva-guna. In word of goodness, we have a tendency to appreciate one another and encourage one another and be able to see good in others, not see only good in oneself. So in the first drama, I showed you the same drama with envy, and here it's free from envy. Another one, small drama, actually, this is a Grihastha drama, this one, husband and wife. Oh, sorry. It's very small. Huh? Okay, 1 minute I'll do. I'll get you the other one, other file. Yeah, I'll make it bigger for you so that. Big enough, no? Yeah.
Look, Prabhu, my friend Geeta and her husband go to temple in a Santro car. You only take me in a scooter. Look, Prabhu, my friend Geeta and her husband go to temple in a Santro car. You only take me in a scooter.
You see, they had two children. Now we are only two. In future we will see.
Also, see Sheila, they also live in an independent bungalow with so much freedom. We are living in a congested 2 BHK flat. How will Krishna appear in such a dirty, congested colony if we don't provide him a nice big hall in an independent bungalow?
My dear wife, you desire to provide Krishna a bigger house. Your desire to provide Krishna a bigger house is really wonderful. When Lakshmi favors us, we'll buy a bigger bungalow.
Our wooden altar is only 2 by 2 feet. Look at Vanita's house altar, which is 4 by 6 feet, and that too marble. They have a separate room for altar and a huge drawing room for guests.
Bigger house, bigger altar. We have small house, so small altar.
And what about marble?
Krishna is pleased with your offerings you make in wooden altar. But if you insist, I'll get you a marble one in the place of wooden one. Don't worry. We'll do it when next month Diwali bonus salary comes. Lord is Bhavagrahi. He is happy with your attitude of devotion service. If we try to compete with richer and richer people, we will become frustrated.
Yeah. So in this drama, you will see the wife's demands appear to be very devotional. Are they devotional? Are they devotional? Actually, husband seems to be a very patient person like Lord Shiva. He's very peacefully saying, Lord the Bhavagrahi, please be happy with what you have. In this way, you find that, in the skit, you found how, in the name of devotional service, we may be giving vent to our inner leanings like greed or, envy and such kinds of things. Yeah, and this is very, very important point what we are talking today. So therefore, coming back to our, yeah. So that's what he is saying here, that the teaching religion, how it happens, because devotion service is executed in these 5 ways. Envious, proud, violent, angry, separatist. That is tamoguna. Next one.
The worship of temple deities by a separatist with a motive for material enjoyment, fame, or opulence is devotion in mode of passion.
Yeah, for example, somebody builds a temple for Radha Krishna in Vrindavan, hmm, And then he appoints a pujari who is employed with a salary. He arranges nice dress for the deities and ornament for the deities, and then he expects that because I am taking care of the Lord, he will help me flourish my business. And instead of making 10 lakhs in my business, I will make 1 crore. Because I am taking care of, I have built a temple for the Lord, our family. And also some people think that if we, some people actually make a temple and outside they give their name also, their family surname they give. In our family name that this temple should be run. So then they expect some fame out of it. Similarly, some people arrange a Bhagavad Saptaha, 7-day program where they call 2,000, 5,000 people. And there's a big board to put up with the donors' names and photo and everything. So they are putting Angostra on their shoulder, walking back and forth, organizing, arranging, but they don't sit and listen one sentence also from the Bhagavad Saptaha. So they are more preoccupied with organizing it for the benefit of other hearers. But their goal sometimes is seen that they want to do this program to gain some fame and name. And they are called separatists. They want for material enjoyment, they do. So both the speaker may be speaking to pamper the donor. So the donor is giving so much money, organizing the program. So let me speak some jokes, something I'll speak by which the donor will be happy. So he is not speaking Bhagavatam. He is speaking something to pamper the donor. And the donor also hardly attends the program, is busy just organizing. Or he is controlling the whole situation, gaining some kind of joy and putting money and controlling the things, bossing over situations. So in this way, this is in Rajoguna. Then
When a devotee worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead and offers the results of his activities in order to free himself from the inebrities of fruitive activities, his devotion is in mode of goodness.
So sometimes the devotee may desire that, oh my Lord, I just want to get rid of this cycle of birth and death, this horrible world, there's so much of suffering. When will you take me out of the situation? So he offers the results of his activities to Krishna and says that, let me become free from all suffering. So mode of goodness people, they're peace-loving fellows. They like peace. They're ready to align with Lord, but their desire is, oh, let me get relief. So that relief desire can sometimes turn into mukti kam also, like that. So we may be doing bhakti, but in our bhakti there can be a motivation like this: tamaguna, rajaguna, sataguna motivation. For example, somebody has a desire for fame or opulence in devotion, then they get into a mode of competition. Oh, he is speaking, he has how many viewers, I have how many viewers. He sings, this particular thing for his people appreciated. Now I will sing another Ashtakam, even more sweetly. Then more people will watch me. So sometimes there is a kind of competition amongst the book distributors or amongst preachers, amongst the singers, amongst the pujaris, amongst the cooks, amongst the garland makers, amongst the decorators, all kinds of people. So therefore the mode of passion is driven by desire for fame and opulence and name and competition. Yeah. Yeah. Hopeless has a
Hopeless
hope.
has a hope,
Still,
a house for a whole world.
yeah.
Although the cheating of devotees with a semblance of devotion seems to contradict the initial declaration of the Bhagavatam 1.1.2, later in Canto 2, Shukdev Goswami supports it.
How he supports this famous verse, you all know that. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradihi tivrena bhakti yogene jeta purusham param. That means, okay, sir, you have bhakti kam, siddhi kam, no problem. Don't think Krishna's doors are closed. For you also doors are open, please come. Then what I should do after coming in? Tivrena bhakti yogena. Practice bhakti with utmost seriousness, so that kaitava impurity will be washed away by Tivirena Bhakti. That's what happened. Dhruva Maharaj came with material desire. Bhukti Kam, he came. And that was eradicated completely. And 4 Kumaras came to Vaikuntha doors with Mukti Kam. And that was eradicated and Bhakti was given. Similarly, there are fellows with Siddhi Kam. They also have become purified. Yeah. Yeah.
Shukdev
Just
Goswami
1 minute,
gives
I'll change this one. Yeah.
Shukdev Goswami gives words of encouragement to all varieties of devotees. Because a semblance of devotion brings impure practitioners into contact with the highest good and points them in the right direction.
Yeah. Samlasa devotion means Bhakti Abhas. The Bhakti Abhas brings the impure practitioners into contact with the highest good and points them in the right direction. That means even the people with Bhakti Abhas can get Bhakti. Huh? Yeah.
Krishna is so encouraging. Here the word udarati, intelligent or considerate, is used in the same sense as the word udara in Bhagavad Gita 7.18.
Yeah, Kama Sarva Kamava Moksha Kama Udaradhi, it is said. Why are they considered as intelligent or considerate? Even though these fellows had material desires, they didn't go to any demigod, but they came to Krishna. Therefore, they are called as Udaradhi here. Similarly, Krishna also glorifies those 4 fellows as Udara Sarva Evaite, like that. But they chose Krishna.
Even though they take up devotional service for their own sense gratification, the Lord encourages them with kind words. Inspired by this kindness, devotees remain confident that their desires will be fulfilled. Thus, they remain exacting in their motivated sadhana.
They have their motivated sadhana. They are confident that Krishna will provide me what I am asking for. And then, and they can go on. And then gradually, as Krishna realization dawns, the impurities in the heart will be driven away, as it happened to Dhruva Maharaj. Even though they take up devotional service for their own sense gratification, the Lord encourages them with kind words as Udara. Inspired by this kindness, devotees remain confident that their desires will be fulfilled. Thus, they remain exacting in their motivated sadhana. That means, actually, Lord is calling them Udara because they come to His lotus feet. And He knows one day they will become pure devotees. But the devotees are happy that Lord is calling us Udara. That means He will certainly fulfill my desire. So, devotees' eyes are fixed on their material motivation, and Lord's eye is focused on they have come to the right person. They will become pure devotees one day. Anyway, ultimately, both goals are achieved. Material desires are also achieved in such a manner that the devotees will not be harmed by them. Like Dhruva Maharaj was not harmed by his material desire. He developed purity and detachment by the time. Yeah. So, this is how Krishna encourages the indirect path. Please read it.
He induces less intelligent persons seeking to fulfill their own desires to take up devotional service. Meanwhile, he lets the potency of devotional practice purify their hearts until they become indifferent to their mixed devotion and begin to practice pure devotion. In truth, devotion plays an essential role in any discipline, spiritual or otherwise. It is devotion only that bestows the results of a discipline, whether those results are enjoyment, mystic power, or liberation. Without at least a trace of devotion, karma, gyan, and yoga are fruitless.
Even the karmis, jnanis, yogis, they need Krishna's mercy for achieving even their own goals also. That will be shown now. You'll see that. Read it. Vedic system.
Vedic system recommends semblance of devotion.
Yeah, Bhakti Abhas. Yes.
It is clear then that while pure devotion is the ultimate engagement for all souls, the Vedic system recommends to some the semblance of devotion and to others the path of pure devotion. The Vedas do this to accommodate the various degrees to which the conditioned souls are able to understand and adopt spiritual principles. The question remains though, Whether this recommendation of the ancient Vedas applies to the 21st century, especially for Lord Chaitanya's followers. Whether this
No,
recommendation,
below the blue one, the teachings.
the teachings of Lord Chaitanya and Srila Prabhupada show that in general it does not.
Read further.
While traveling in South India, Lord Chaitanya met the great scholar Ramananda Rai. As the two sat together on the banks of Godavari, the Lord asked Ramananda to recite a verse from scripture concerning the ultimate goal of life. Ramananda cited a verse that started uh, that worship of Lord Vishnu that worship of Lord Vishnu through one's prescribed duties in the Varnashram system is the means to perfection. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "This is external. You had better tell me of some other means."
Yeha bahya, aage kaha ar, like that he said.
Knowing Lord Chaitanya to be a Vaishnava sannyasi, Ramananda Rai continued to present more elevated yet still impure types of devotional service, Bhaktya Abhas. Lord Chaitanya continued to reject each response until Ramananda Rai finally described loving devotion as life's ultimate goal and pure devotional service as the means to achieve it.
Yes.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur comments that Lord Chaitanya actually accepted Ramananda's initial descriptions of the process of devotional service, but because these ideas were not part of his transcendental Sankirtan movement, which is based on pure devotion, the Lord insisted on hearing more. In other words, Ramananda was describing the indirect path to pure devotion, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to hear of the direct path, the path that he had imported from the spiritual world. The indirect path of devotional service, the yoga ladder, as Srila Prabhupada calls it, is material. It is a process of gradual elevation for persons unable to take to the Sankirtan movement and be directly promoted to the spiritual platform. Shri Krishna himself describes this indirect process in the Gita, and as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he repeated it while instructing Sanatan Goswami. Even though such an alternative is authorized by Shastra, neither Srila Prabhupada nor Lord Chaitanya recommends it. Readers should carefully note and remember this point.
Okay, let us explain it a little bit. In the yoga ladder shows Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, then Bhakti Yoga. It's like climbing a 100-story building through a staircase. So each staircase step represents one lifetime. For example, say in every lifetime, so you are Karma Yogi for 100 lifetimes, and then Jnana Yogi for another 100 lifetimes. Each floor you are climbing many steps like that. You go from one yoga to another, which is called as a gradual elevation process. I can be Jnana Mishra Bhakta, Karma Mishra Bhakta, Yoga Mishra Bhakta, like that, which is a Vedic process. The Vedas say that you adopt this. Slowly you can purify life after life. And the direct devotional service process means like the lift. You board the lift and just press the button, you go to the 100th floor, zoom, like that. That is Shuddha Bhakti. So Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended Shuddha Bhakti, and they have rejected the gradual elevation process. Why? There are various reasons for that. Because in Kali Yuga, the gradual process for us to practice, the Kali Yuga is very pratikul, not favorable. We cannot actually go through many lifetimes because Kali Yuga is degrading more and more. Then instead of progressing, we may get stuck up. We may not be able to progress. So therefore, Prabhupada often stresses the point to go back home, back to Godhead. Like Saraswati used to ask small little girl, what is the goal of life? And people don't know, she would say to go back home, back to Godhead. So that's what he's saying. Yeah.
Thakur Bhaktivinoda points out in detail the drawbacks of the indirect path to pure devotional service.
So the indirect path is the path of semblance, which means Bhakti Abhas, where there's a mixture of Karma, Jnana, Yoga. And direct path means Shuddha Bhakti, Anya Bilashta Shunyam. Yes.
In Kali Yuga, the indirect devotional paths to speculation and work are extremely narrow and hazardous. Originally, they were intended to lead one to the shrine of devotional service through the company of saintly persons or through the process of offering to the Lord the results of work performed without desire. In Kali Yuga, however, both paths are contaminated. One rarely sees saintly persons because pseudo spiritualists have replaced them, and religious duties generally are no longer performed for purifying the consciousness but merely for enjoying material results. Therefore, these secondary paths are no longer useful. Even the process of deity worship, which gave the highest spiritual success in Dwapar Yuga, has become impure and degraded.
So three things he is saying. If you see the deity worship nowadays in many temples, the pujaris are all paid pujaris, they accept a salary. Sometimes even while dressing deity, they are hearing a cinema song. One landlord was telling me, he says, Swamiji, my lamentation is, my pujari hears cinema songs while decorating the deity. Because he's doing it as a burdensome duty. So, because the standards have reduced a lot, and many people don't decorate the deities daily. Once in a month or twice in a month, Ekadashi day, they change the dress, many places. So in this way, the deity standards have become reduced in many of the non-ISKCON temples, many places we see that. Another thing he says is, although people do yajna and all, people don't know what should be the goal of the yajna. They are not performed for chitta shuddhi, purification of the heart. Rather, they are karmakanda yajnas are done only for material benefits, to expand their business, to increase the material welfare only. Even Srila Prabhupada observed Malik family in Calcutta. When Prabhupada returned after going to America, he saw that in the place of Radha Govindji, Radha Govindji was removed and kept in the top floor. And in that place, big Durga deity was brought. And Prabhupada said that means people want to expand their material life in Kali Yuga. And similarly, the saintly people are smoking bidi, ganja, and they are actually becoming degraded. And instead of absorbing themselves spiritually, they are also becoming very materialistic, money-minded. They are after name, fame, popularity, and connecting with very rich people. They want to loot their money. And in this way, he's saying that, the Vedic life is not a Vedic life anymore. The world has become very polluted, degraded, contaminated in Kali Yuga. So therefore, indirect path is not very good, which may take many, many lifetimes. It's very risky because we may be born next lifetime, but we may not get a saintly association or proper deity worship or proper pujas, vidhis and all. No, proper brahmanas are not there. So in such a risky situation, should we be born again and again, gradually going through several steps? So better that one practices Shuddha Bhakti and goes back to Godhead. That's a point Bhaktivinoda Thakur is making in Bhakti Viveka. Harinam Chintamani. Yeah.
Why Srila Prabhupada's teachings emphasize instituting Varnashram when Bhaktivinoda Thakur declared it ineffective? Srila Prabhupada saw that Varnashram could be made effective if its external form was adjusted to facilitate its essential purpose.
Yes. The essential purpose of Varnashrama is Shuddha Bhakti. So I will tell you what. If you read Prabhupada's dialogues, you'll be amazed. Prabhupada says the Grihastha should leave the city and go to the farm and stay in the farm and do what? He says, you stay in the farm because there you don't need big money. Have a very simple house. And all Grihastha should come in the morning together for doing Mangalarati. 64 regulative principles given by Rupa Goswami. Right now, they are not able to do because they have to go to IT company. But if they go to farm, they can rise early in the morning and perform 64 regulative principles, taking Charanamrita, smelling the flower offered to Lord, bowing down to Lord, chanting and dancing Kirtan, attending Bhagavatam classes. Some 10-20 grihasthas can come and live in the farm. And then the daytime, they can do some household chores. And after that, they can come and read, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavatam. And also they can preach to the villagers about Krishna consciousness in the neighborhood villages and everything. So Prabhupada actually wanted the Varnashrama structure, set up kind of situation, but the purpose of the Varnashrama he intended was Shuddha Bhakti. Use the Varnashrama arrangement of Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. But all four should engage in what? PDS, Pure Devotion Service. That's what he's saying. If Varnashrama's external form was adjusted to facilitate its essential purpose, external form is Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. Essential purpose is PDS, Pure Devotion Service. Yes.
The underlying purpose of Varnashram is to elevate persons at any level of spiritual advancement and in any division of human society to pure devotional service.
So here comes one important point. If in the name of Varnashrama, if people go to the farm and they get into other detailed Vedic Varnashrama type of thing, there are so many things in Varnashrama people do which comes under the banner of Varnashrama. For example, the Vastu Shastra or astrology or learning Sanskrit and teaching Sanskrit. And yoga, yogasanas and pranayama and all these things. And there are many, like I'm telling you 4 or 5 now. You can list about 25, 30 like that. So if people are doing these things, but they forget the essential purpose of pure devotional service, then they have defeated the actual purpose. Correct, no? That's the point. Yeah.
ISKCON is the form Srila Prabhupada chose for organizing Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement into a society. To fulfill Varnashrama's essential purpose in ISKCON, he chose to institute 4 regulative principles and the chanting of a minimum number of Hare Krishna Mahamantras. In the traditional Varnashram system, the general public was first trained in pious deeds or a semblance of devotion. This meant treading the indirect path by practicing cleanliness, truthfulness, austerity, and mercy. Afterwards, they were engaged in the pure devotional practices of hearing and chanting about Krishna.
Yeah. So now also we find sometimes certain devotee parents feel that, why should we teach our children to water the tulasi or bow down before Krishna and, chant Hare Krishna at a young age, and study Prabhupada books and all. Instead, they feel that like in traditional Varnashrama system, they are sometimes concerned about teaching children Sanskrit knowledge, teaching children musical instruments and Bharatanatyam, and teach children Vedic mathematics, and have some form of Vedic connection without direct connection to pure devotional service, and that is very risky. For example, you may raise your child as a great Sanskrit Pandit. Once he grows up to 25 years, he can turn out to be a non-devotee also. With his Sanskrit knowledge, he can misuse the Shastra and become a non-devotee. So the emphasis should not be given to only learning Sanskrit. The emphasis should be given to learn Shuddha Bhakti. And along with that, Sanskrit can be learned. Correct, no? In the same manner, anything else, like there are so many parents proud to say that my children can, recite so many shlokas, and which is very nice. Children can recite shlokas. At the same time, the goal of reciting all the shlokas should be to awaken bhakti in their hearts. So they should get a chance to engage in Bhaktimaya Seva for the Lord. That's what you're saying. Yeah, go ahead.
In Srila Prabhupada's contemporary Varnashram structure, however, devotees are at once engaged in chanting Hare Krishna and taught that devotion means pleasing the Lord. They cultivate this knowledge by selflessly serving the Sankirtan mission. In this way, ISKCON's members are firmly situated on the direct path.
Yeah, see, try to picturize what I am saying now. Say you take Gurukula children to the farm. You teach them Chanakya Niti, you teach them Sanskrit. Some of them are showing Vaishya propensity. Teach them cow production. Teach them, teach them, what do you call it? Different type of Vedic talents. But without emphasizing on the morning program, chanting Hare Krishna, studying Prabhupada books. This is good. Then the whole thing's purpose is defeated. Then they won't be able to advance in Krishna consciousness. Then they appear to be Vedic Gurukul children. They have shika, they have shaven head. They may wear dhoti kurta. They may recite Sanskrit, and they may know many mantrams, and they even Purusha Sukta prayer, Sri Suktam, Narayana Suktam, all that they have learned. They appear like Gurukul children, but if the Shuddha Bhakti is not given to them, then the purpose is defeated. Yeah. So we should not teach indirect path, but direct path. Yeah.
Holy name, inconceivable potency. By the holy name's incomparable potency, pure faith at once awakens in devotees and makes them eligible for the activities of pure devotion.
Yeah.
Thus, Srila Prabhupada's followers do not need to wade through the
Quagmire of rules and
regulations
governing
pious acts and the semblance of devotion.
Like, for example, somebody may be very much insistent that the children should, have the Hindu culture, traditional Hindu type of gurukulas. But they often fail to recognize the fact that Shuddha Bhakti is the ultimate goal of life. Yeah, they need only chant Hare Krishna. Jiva Goswami confirms this. Unparalleled potency of Nama Sankirtan to instill pure faith. By performance of Kirtana, one attains faith in the Lord far greater than that attained by meditation or any other spiritual method. Kirtan brings to an end the cycle of repeated birth and death. By performing meditation in Satya Yuga, one does not attain as deep a faith in Supreme Lord. Which means he is saying, even Satya Yuga meditation is not as powerful as Kali Yuga chanting Hare Krishna. Like that, Bhakti Sandarbha Jiva Goswami says. So by chanting Hare Krishna, the faith you get in Krishna is far superior to Satya Yuga meditation on Lord Vishnu.
Conclusion. Many aspects of Srila Prabhupada's contemporary Varnashram structure are not mentioned here, such as the importance of self-sufficient farm communities. This book stresses the heart of the Varnashram system, chanting and distributing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which elevates and fixes devotees in pure devotional service. In fact,
oh, sorry, 1 minute. This is not properly. Yeah.
with the help of this knowledge, devotees may determine whether they are in fact connected through Varnashram to pure devotional service, as Srila Prabhupada desired, or whether they are drifting in the realms of mixed devotional service, of which Lord Chaitanya made light.
Yeah, correct. So, therefore, the goals of Gurukula should be to make the children Krishna conscious. That's the point. If that purpose is not remembered, it's colossal waste of na utpadiyet ediratim shamayva kevalam. Okay, 3 types of semblance of devotion. So now you all know that 4 types of pious men in 3 categories, isn't it? Karma Mishra Bhakti, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Yoga Mishra Bhakti. But see, Karma Mishra Bhakti, who all are coming in that? The Artho, Artharthi and Jignasu. All the 3 are put in Karma Mishra Bhakti. And then the Jnani, he is put in Jnana Mishra Bhakti. And Prabhupada adds one more, Yoga Mishra Bhakti. Prabhupada adds this, mystic yoga, that comes in Yoga Mishra Bhakti. Yeah. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yat karoshi yadashnasi juhutadasiyat. If you have Karma Mishra Bhakti, ultimately he teaches us the way, how to offer. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, whatever you give away, whatever austerities you may perform, do it all as an offering to Krishna. And this is how the Karma Mishra Bhaktas can remove the Karma Mishra and attain the Shuddha Bhakti eventually. In this way, Krishna is teaching a route to come to his lotus feet. Do it as an offering to me, he says. I did it.
By such sacrifice, even when imperfectly performed, materially attached persons purify themselves by staying in touch with the Lord. This process of doing everything as an offering to Krishna, Arpanam, is ideal behavior for devotees engaged in devotional service mixed with fruitive work.
Yeah, so there is one verse in the Bhagavatam, Kayena vacha manasendreva buddhyatmana va prakriti svabhavat karomi adyat sakalam parasmai narayana samarpayetat. Like that, there is one verse which is mentioned here, 11:2:36. So in that verse purport, a brilliant point is made. Karmis tend to think that this money is for Krishna and this money is for myself. Like that they think. So this is my money and that is Krishna's money, they think. Actually, not only money, manasa deho geho jo kichumor arpilu tuva pare and the Kishore. One should offer every thought, every word, every deed, to Krishna, and one should become Krishna's property. Not only I should give my belongings to Krishna, I should become owned by Krishna. And that is how the Karma Mishra Bhakti becomes Shuddha Bhakti. Which means, I'm just, if I give an example, it will be easy. Like Ambarish Prabhu, he's a very rich billionaire. But billionaire Bhakta he became. And then Prabhupada told him, please help me build a beautiful temple for the Lord in Mayapur, Dham. So he was willing to shell out something like 400 crores or 500 crores. Comes from a rich family. He did not hesitate to give so much wealth to building the Mayapur temple. So you will find like this that he didn't think that it is my money, how can I spend so much? Practically he is ready to put his life savings in making the project because he thinks my Guru and Krishna, they are my life and soul. Let me give the best of my life and soul for this purpose, isn't it? In the same manner, Prabhupada glorified George Harrison. George Harrison was ready to shave up and join the temple full time. Prabhupada said, no, you are a very big star. Whole world is appreciating your singing and everything. I will give you ideas, Prabhupada said, for writing your poems. And you can teach people how to feel longing for Krishna. Like the song he wrote, Oh My Lord. So in this way, he was ready to help Prabhupada put up albums and send it all over the world. He gave 20,000 pounds practically for printing the Krishna book also. And he was regularly coming and meeting the devotees and connecting his profession completely to Prabhupada as per as Prabhupada guided him. You can see that. In this way, one gradually understands that my body, mind, words, my everything should be connected to the Lord. That is how it can gradually become Shuddha Bhakti. Yeah.
Srila Sridhar Swami, in his commentary on the above verse, says that not only should devotees offer to the Lord those things prescribed according to religious paths, ceremonies, and regulations, but they should dedicate to the Lord all activities performed according to their personal natures.
For example, all activities should be dedicated. Morning you're taking a bath, sing the holy name while taking bath. Isn't it? That means all activities, even bathing, dressing, decorating, going anywhere. It's not that only when I'm chanting at the time it's spiritual. Rest of the day I'll do my business. No, don't demarcate between Krishna's time and your business time. Let your entire day permeate with the remembrance of Krishna. That is the point Sridhar Swami says. Yeah. Point 5.
This implies that excluding sinful or wicked acts, even whimsical activities or items to one's own liking, may be offered to Krishna. This type of devotional service, mixed with fruitive work, is known as that in which the quality of devotion is attributed to fruitive work, Aropa Siddha Bhakti.
Yeah. So in this way, he's saying that one cannot do sinful activity and say I'm offering to Krishna. You cannot say I will cut a chicken and offer to Krishna and then I will eat chicken. That is not offerable. Sinful activities are not offerable. Krishna will not accept it. But apart from that, in the pious activities we may do, many times people do good activities for their own name, fame, glory. He says, even those activities you offer, even though your intentions are not pure, still you offer to Krishna. He is saying, no problem. Like, for example, Daksha Prajapati, worshipped Lord Vishnu and Vishnu appeared. And Vishnu told him, see Daksha, you have a desire to beget children. That is whose program? Your program. Fortunately, my desires are matching with yours, like that the Lord said. Which means, I also want to see somebody doing Praja Utpatti in this world and offering material bodies to the Jivas. And I already was thinking, who can do that? And then you have a desire to do that. Okay, connect your desire with my requirement. And in this way, you also will make some advancement. But that's not the highest standard, because ultimately devotee of the Lord should ask the Lord, what do you want me to do? Rather than telling Lord, this is what I am planning to do, and you bless me for doing what I want to do. The difference between Karma Yoga and Bhakti Yoga is, Karma Yoga means I will do what I want to do, and I want Lord's blessing. And Bhakti Yoga means, oh Lord, you tell me whatever Karishya Vachanam Tava, whatever you tell me to do, I will do it. And that is Bhakti Yoga. Here he is saying that even if you are doing Karma Yoga, no problem, offer the fruits to Lord, he is saying. Yeah.
An example of Karma Mishra Bhakti. Neophyte devotees, especially those contaminated by Mayavad philosophy, have no faith in or knowledge of Krishna's eternal form. They cannot see that the Lord's form is transcendental even when fashioned with material elements. Thus, when such materialistic devotees see the deities of Radha and Krishna, for example, they consider the deities to be representations of the absolute truth, not the Lord directly. As they go through the motions of archana, offering food and arti to the deities, these devotees think that they are engaged in devotional service. But there can be no devotional service without faith and knowledge. There can be only a semblance of devotion. Such devotion is actually called attributed. Still, although Aropa Siddha Bhakti is not pure, it helps protive devotees become regulated in rituals and accustomed to surrendering the results of their work. It paves the way to steadiness on the path to pure devotion.
Yeah. What is saying, the Karma Mishra Bhaktas worship Panchopasana, where the deity forms they may worship, they consider the deity to be representation of the Lord. So it's actually not a representation. If you read Prema, there is a book by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. What is that book? There are two youths who go to one Yogi Baba, Yogi Das Babaji. So they stay in his ashram. Next day when they are talking to him about the deities, they are asking, just like the clock represents time, can we say that the supreme truth is represented by the deity form? He says, no. He says, I agree that clock represents time, but the deity form of the Lord is non-different from the Lord. He says, why? For example, if you have a photo of your grandfather, he is not present in his photo, although the photo represents your grandfather. But when you have a photo of Krishna, that is not representing Krishna, that is Krishna. Because Krishna can manifest himself in every atom. Because he is present, he says, Andantarastha Paramanu Chayantarastham, Govindamad. Somebody may be having a photo of Krishna and they exhibit devotion. That Lord can reciprocate from there. Your grandfather cannot do that. So therefore he is saying that, but still he says, if some kind of devotion people have an offering to Krishna, eventually they will come to Shuddha Bhakti. Yeah.
Jnana Mishra Bhakti. Krishna describes devotional service mixed with empiric knowledge.
That is Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma Nashochitina Kankshati. When they come to 0, Nashochitina Kankshati, from there Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti starts. Mad Bhaktim Labate Param, he says that. That is Jnana Mishra Bhakti, yeah.
Krishna also says that speculative philosophers must practice their brand of mixed service for many lives before coming to the stage of full surrender.
Yeah, Bahunam Janmanamante, yeah.
Surrender takes place only in the association of pure devotees, who fan the spark of devotion in the wise until in the liberated state. These persons acquire pure devotion, parabhakti. Pure devotion then quickly matures, and in ecstasy, devotees cast aside all concepts of liberation.
So for that, surrender cannot happen. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. That happens when they come across pure devotees and associate with them. Otherwise, Jnanamishas will continue in Jnanamisha for a long time. Yeah.
Even Sripad Shankaracharya, founder of Mayavad school, admits that those in pursuit of liberation up to the truly liberated should engage in devotional service. He specifically recommends deity worship. Even a liberated soul merged in the impersonal Brahman effulgence is attracted to the pastimes of Krishna. He thus installs a deity and renders service to the Lord.
Like that he says, Mukta api leelaya vigraham kritva bhagavantam bhajante. Like that he says. Even if you become Mukta Purusha, Jivan Mukta, he says that still people love to worship the deity form and render service to the Lord. So he recommends this. This is from Shankaracharya's commentary on Narasimha Tapani Upanishad, which is cited in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyala by Prabhupada. Yeah.
Among devotees with a semblance of devotion, Krishna favors the Jnana Mishra Bhaktas over the Karma Mishra Bhaktas because their hearts are relatively pure.
Yeah, because Karma Mishra Bhaktas are attached to Dhanam Janam Sundarim. And Jnana Mishra Bhaktas are not attached to Dhanam Janam Sundarim. So because they are relatively pure and free of material attachments, so Lord appreciates Jnanis more than the Karmis. Yeah.
Bereft of the company of pure devotees, however, their affinity for liberation can make them callous to Krishna's names, forms, and pastimes. Such indifference can lead to fault-finding, and such offenses make them fall from liberation to birth in a demoniac species.
Although Jnana Mishra Bhaktas are glorified for their relative purity, better than Karma Mishra Bhaktas. There is one problem. If Jnanis don't get company of Shuddha Bhaktas, then they are going to commit mistake of considering Krishna's Nam, Rup, Guna, Lila to be mundane, ordinary, and due to which they will fall down. Due to such indifference, they will get into fault-finding mode and offenses. Like Prakashanand Saraswati, for example, was offending Lord Chaitanya, saying he is a sentimental dancer, he is like a magician, he is attracting all these women and old men and children and dancing with them in the street. He is only Chaitanya in name, taken from Keshav Bharati, but he has no standard of studying Vedanta. No, he criticized her. So because till then he had no association of pure devotees. But when he got association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then he could take to Shuddha Bhakti.
Devotees attached to liberation practice such spiritual disciplines as strict silence, tolerance, austerity, celibacy, and equanimity, characteristic of the modes of goodness. Srimad Bhagavatam lists 26 such qualities and practices. Of them, one is requisite firm faith that one will achieve all success in life by following the scriptures that describe the glories of Bhagwan.
Shraddham Bhagavate Shastre. So if you have a firm faith in the Shastra, that I will simply follow what Shastra says and I will put faith in Bhagwan, they attain perfection very fast. Yeah.
The other way, 25 are helpful, but are not requisite. Rather, these other qualities and practices take on a likeness to devotion by contact with this first practice.
Yeah. But so out of 26, the one point which he says, Shraddham Bhagavati Shastra, is the most important thing.
As already made clear, devotional service is independent of all material causes. It appears of its own accord. In fact, the qualities of and practices in the mode of goodness become valuable when they are in touch with devotion. When disconnected, they are like decorations on a dead body.
So Satoguna, if it is detached from Shuddha Bhakti, it can be dangerous because Satoguna Brahmanas also become very proud of their knowledge, or they become complacent due to Sukham. Complacency is Tamaguna, pride is Rajaguna. So from Satoguna they come down to Tamaguna, Rajaguna, like that. Therefore the Satoguna should be in contact with, touch with devotion. Yeah.
The empiricist, untrained in the glories of pure devotion, think that cultivating the qualities associated with devotion is equivalent to practicing devotion. Such semblance of devotion is called Sangha Siddha Bhakti, associating the qualities belonging to Jnana and Karma with devotional service.
Yeah, Jnana Mishra Bhakti, Karma Bhakti is not Shuddha Bhakti. Like somebody may cultivate knowledge about Bhakti Yoga, that is not Bhakti, that is mixed with knowledge. He may be intellectually explaining all the Shraddha to Prem steps and everything without bringing his heart to serve, because his leaning is more intellectual platform. So, in the same manner, doing the rituals of Bhakti doesn't make, like for example, somebody is doing all the 64 items very strictly in order to gain some benefits. It externally appears like Shuddha Bhakti. Therefore, there is a Sattviki Bhakti, there's a Shuddha Bhakti, Nirguda Bhakti, we call it. Sattvik Bhakti arises from all these activities of Karma Jnana Yoga in the path of devotion service, but Shuddha Bhakti transcends all the three gunas. Yeah.
An example of such associative semblance of devotion is found in Lord Chaitanya's pastimes.
Yeah, one time a strict brahmachari, milk drinking brahmachari, wanted to see Lord Chaitanya's dance, and he begged Srivas Thakur very much, and he was allowed at last. So he had no sins at all in his life. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt that my ecstasy is not manifesting today. Is there somebody here who is not supposed to be here? Like that he asked. And then Srivas Thakur said, my dear Lord, there is no atheist here. There is only one milk drinking brahmachari. Call him out, Mahaprabhu said. Then he was called out. Take him from this house. What power he has got to see my dancing? Has he become my devotee by drinking milk? Mahaprabhu said. Merely by drinking milk one can never attain me. If even an outcast takes shelter of me, he becomes mine, and I become his. Know that without doubt. But if a sannyasi does not take shelter of me, then he is not mine. I speak the truth. What austerities did Gajendra or the monkeys or the gopas perform? How did they attain me? Tell me. Demons also perform austerities. But what happens to them? Therefore, without taking shelter of Krishna, no one acquires the qualification to attain Krishna. Powerful, no? Hiranyakashipu did so much austerity. Dhruva also did austerity. That's the difference. Dhruva did austerity for Krishna's pleasure. Hiranyakashipu did for his own selfish purpose. So, yeah.
In this pastime, the Brahman, although not surrendered to the Lord, thought his many austerities and sinless ways to be devotional service. This is an example of Sangha Siddha Bhakti. Inspired by the internal potency, the learned Srivas smuggled the Brahman into his house so that the Lord Chaitanya could explain the inadequacy of such a semblance of devotion.
Beautiful, no? Now he's giving the science behind it. So how did, he may say, Mahaprabhu didn't like it, then why did Srivas allow him? Oh, that's the subtlety in the path of Siddha Bhakti. Like Srivas was inspired by Radharani in his heart. Allow this person. Let him come in front of Lord Chaitanya. Mahaprabhu will explain him what is Bhakti Abhas, what is Shuddha Bhakti. Simply by drinking milk, you cannot become Shuddha Bhakta. Now you have to practice it from the heart. So Mahaprabhu explained to him. Therefore, tapasa, brahmacharena, shamena, damena, tyagena, satyashauchabhyam, jamena, niyamena, bhaddeka, vak, buddhijam, dhira, dharmagya, shadhyan, vitaha. All these things are given in the Bhagavatam. But they all appear to be very powerful religious practices. But these are all on a jnana platform. Jnanis perform all these things. But without bringing Shuddha Bhakti, connecting with that, all these things are useless. They are like a mandanam, lokaranjanam, decoration in a dead body. And this Yoga Mishra Bhakti, it says that such a yogi who engages in worshipful service of the Super Soul, knowing that I and the Super Soul are one, remains always in me in all circumstances. This is Yoga Mishra Bhakta. So there are two types of yogis, Yoga Rurukshu, Yoga Ruda. Yoga Rurukshu is a practitioner, Yoga Ruda is a perfected one. In the perfected stage, either they meditate on Super Soul and go to Vaikuntha, or they may meditate on Brahman and go to Brahma Jyoti. Yeah. So in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna tells Uddhava about the Avadut Brahmana. He recommends Ashtanga Yoga. Similarly, in the 3rd canto, Lord Kapila, while talking to Devahuti, he explains about Lord Vishnu. Actually, Kardama Muni. When Kardama was practicing Ashtanga Yoga, Lord Vishnu appeared and became his son later. Both are Ashtanga Yogis. Kardama Muni as well as 11th canto, Avadut Brahman. Yeah. So, Yoga Mishra Bhakti is also at risk. Yeah. Although a yogi may sometimes look very young and hale and healthy, even the mystics of advanced in yoga are also at risk, like Saubhari Muni. Although he was a powerful yogi underwater for a long time, the yogic powers did not come to save him from falling down. Yeah. Therefore, bhakti, all these things are mixed. Thus we are coming to conclusion now. Karma Mishra is Rajoguna, Jnana Mishra is Sattvaguna, Yoga Mishra is also Sattvaguna. Read it, last part we are coming.
A warning to dear devotees. Devotees should not think the semblance of devotion to be a lazy man's way to perfection. The Vedic requirements regarding mixed devotion are not lenient. Rather, it is just the opposite. They are quite strict. Consider the following statement about Karma Mishra Bhakti. Whatever one finds pleasing or enjoyable, he should immediately offer to the Supreme Lord. And even his wife, children, home, and very life air, he should offer at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Therefore, what was the title that we started today? Is mixed devotion easy way out? The answer is no. One should not practice mixed devotion. One should come to Shuddha Bhakti. Ultimately, Lord is pleased with which one? Lord says either you become Shuddha Bhakta now, or you start with mixed devotion and gradually come. And gradual is no question now in Kali Yuga. Better to take to Shuddha Bhakti seriously. Yeah. Yes.
Devotees must be detached and astute to live up these two standards. Such statements should eradicate any thought that mixed devotion is an easy way out. In truth, nothing is easier than the line of pure devotion given by Srila Prabhupada, and not even its inferior counterpart, the semblance of devotion.
Yeah, because if you have to do karma kanda sacrifices, so many samagris, items are required, qualified brahmanas are required. There can be mistakes in mantra ucharan. You take Ashtanga Yoga, which forest will you go like Dhruva went? Or if you are a Jnana Yogi, how will you study the vast Vedic literature? So the path of Bhakti Abhas, Shraddha Abhas is more difficult than Shuddha Bhakti also. On the contrary, Shuddha Bhakti is very easy. This is what you're concluding, I think, with this. He says that, yeah, our Krishna movement is transcendently colorful and full of transcendental pleasure, singing, dancing, eating, talking philosophy, Prabhupada says. Yeah? And it cleanses our heart from all dirty things and makes it clear by the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Yeah. And then in this way we can practice it anywhere, in the temple or in the street or at park or at home. Simply assemble together, sit together and chant and dance. And then discuss about, Papa saying that any part of the world, countries or culture, philosophy, religion can be practiced. He's saying. And I fervently appeal to all of you, Prabhupada says, all present in this meeting to extend your cooperation for successful execution of this movement. Prabhupada is saying about the sweetness and glory of this movement in this. Kamalagi Krishne Bhaje Paya Krishna Rase Kamachari Dasa Haite Haya Abhilashe. Yeah.
When someone engages in Lord Krishna's devotional service for the satisfaction of the senses and instead acquires a taste for serving Krishna, he gives up his material desires and willingly offers himself as an eternal servant of Krishna.
So, if somebody actually engages in Krishna service for Krishna satisfaction, then such a person easily gives up sense gratification and material desires and becomes an eternal servant of Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki, our Bhakta Vrinda ki.
Jai.
Thank you very much.